Good morning, Port St. Lucie. Welcome back to another episode of PSL Daily. Download your first up to all things real estate in Port St. Lucie. Today is June 20th, 2024, if I could spit that out. Happy Thursday, or like they say, some people say, I don't say it, but I hear it all the time. Happy Friday Eve. Looking forward to the weekend. Let's see a concert. Don't go through many of those, but excited about the weekend for that. So we're gonna dive in. We're just kind of go over the basics, inventory rates, the market, kind of touch on that. There was some movement in inventory, which I want to jump in and kind of explain a little bit to the best of my ability. And then I also want to touch on a question that I got, and I'm gonna explain the answer to you guys. So on the numbers here, so we're gonna look at across these numbers right there. It's on your screen. We'll see where the numbers were coming down as far as the inventory, let's say. And we had this big drop yesterday and a big increase. Usually when I see that, I'm not sure why. I don't know the details behind it, but I've seen where realtor.com numbers, the inventory kind of jumps quite a bit for no real reason. Maybe, sometimes the day, the first of the month or a day after a holiday, something like that. I've seen it. Maybe some closings didn't go through or the numbers system was down or something along those lines. But we saw the big jump, and I'm gonna kind of go over these jumps. So you'll see where we're at 23.33 right there. We had a big increase of almost 2%, 23.76. Big increase again here on properties under 375. Big increase on properties over 375. Big increase, which this number has actually been going down. And look at that, we're right back to where we started. So I've been talking about how these properties are coming off the market, properties that are priced with a properties that are listed with a reduced price, sorry. I've been, kind of saying, hey, look, they're coming off the market. They're coming off and look at that. We're right back just in one day. So maybe we'll have a reversion tomorrow of the numbers. I don't know, but that's huge. And then properties that are listed for rent, look at that again. We're down three, up three. So I'm going to say, just for this moment, let's negate the last 2 days of information only because I have a feeling it might revert. I don't know. We'll see. If these numbers stick and they continue to move, maybe it's a shift in the market. I don't know. But so I wanted to talk about the question I received. And this actually came from another loan officer. And they asked me, why do I track inventory so closely? So I wanted to explain that to everyone here. So the reason I track inventory so closely is because outside of it being, inventory demand, price gauge, meaning, obviously the more demand, the less inventory will equal higher prices. The more inventory, less demand will equal lower prices, right? At least in the short term, sometimes in the future, depending on how long it sticks around. But honestly, for me personally, the reason why I track this is because I see this almost like a dam, right? And water could either rise or go down, right? And that's the inventory. The inventory goes up, the inventory goes down. And in delinquency, derogatory credit, it's been really, really, really low. Unemployment has been really, really, really low, right? Historic lows on across the matrix of all these things. Um, so the reason why I personally track inventory is because the wall is really strong and it has been very strong for the last 12 years. But if inventory increases, it's almost like how much pressure is in there. Now, as long as the wall's strong, nothing to worry about on this side, right? Like the market is safe. It's been safe. There is, let me be clear, there is nothing that is that is out there as far as I know that there's any pressure that could break the dam, right? There's nothing in banking that I hear. We had that hiccup last year with what is it, Valley, whatever bank out in California. But outside of that, the dam is really, really strong, and it has been. But but if that inventory increases, right, and the dam breaks, there's going to be a potential flood of inventory to the market, right? That may overwhelm the market. And we saw that obviously in the GFC, you know, how many ever years ago. Um, and look, if inventory is low and the dam breaks, the number is not that bad. So usually the market can continue to go because the inventory is low. And we saw that during the last few years, right? It didn't matter that the rates went up. It didn't matter that we had a pandemic, right? When inventory is low, there is no flood into the market of inventory, and that's the danger. That's my personal concern because I went through the GFC and I went through the 2000s, right? Seeing when that does break, what potentially happen, right? So that's always something that I gauge, and I think it's very important to know. But it doesn't mean that it's either something that's bad imminently going to happen or not. Uh, Financially, I think the dam is really strong. So, anyways, I wanted to share that because I get a question like, man, why do you track the inventory so closely? Well, I'm looking at changes in the market and I'm looking for trends that could potentially, change the pressure of how much inventory, or in this example, how much water is pushing up against that dam. But again, the dam is strong. Anyway, so that's my explanation on why I personally track it so much. If you have any questions or comments, I'd like to see kind of what you guys think, but let me know. I'll be more than happy to have a phone conversation with you about it. I love talking about it. All right, so let's move on to mortgage rates. So we are on Mortgage News Daily's daily rate survey, and they track mortgage rates for whatever lenders they work with, and this is as of the close of the last business day. So they had the 30-year fixed rate at 7.02, which was down 0.02%, and the 30-year FHA at 6.47, down 0.03%. I am getting updates this morning from mortgage lenders, and it looks like it's about 10, 11 basis points worse on the pricing. So maybe a little bit of an increase, and we'll see if the market kind of explains why here. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, it's actually increased. So first off, the Dow, Nasdaq, S&P, they're kind of balanced out. They're really unchanged for the most part. We'll jump down here to the US 10-year Treasury yield. It's at 4.273, which is up 0.056 or 1.328, which kind of explains maybe the worst pricing in mortgages. So, um, and we'll kind of continue from tracking that, see if that proceeds throughout the day. If it does, we may get a pricing change to the upside. Not great news for those looking to lock in the rate. So, other than that, I really didn't have much more to go over. It is Thursday. Tomorrow, I think there's an unemployment number. Actually, unemployment numbers came in and came in line today. That's another story. So maybe it coming in line is kind of changing the treasury yield. So I'm not sure. I know that report came in line, so from expectations. But other than that, I hope you found some value in this video. If you did, please don't forget to click the like and the subscribe button and that little bell icon right there. All right. So, hey, also, actually, I'll say one last thing. I'm going to add a video right over here, but I'm also doing other videos. I'm kind of practicing trying to perfect how to make videos. And I don't know if you can always perfect it, but I'm trying to get better at it. So I'd love to hear your opinions on it. If you do come across them, please don't forget to like those as well. It helps me. But if you're here locally, you kind of want to work on something together, I'm all game. I want to learn. So, all right. Hope you have a great day. If I don't speak to you tomorrow, have a great weekend, and I will talk to you guys next week. Bye.